Hey there guys, what is going on? Today is of course, we have received the weapon balancing update for Warzone that many people have been crying out for, including myself. The DMR 14, the Type 63, and of course the MAC 10, as well as the dual pistols have all received fairly seemingly significant nerfs, but from what I've been seeing in reports and stuff like that on Twitter and other places, YouTube comments and everything like that, the changes, they seem to not actually really have done much, in all honesty. Okay, don't want to go that way. And I figured I'd try and do this in a live commentary style of video like we do with Modern Warfare, Warzone, other things like that, but this is probably not going to work out because we're going to die, and I'm also trying to talk about something that is kind of current right now, so this should go quite badly. Anyway, the nerfs are as follows. With the DMR 14, we have seen reduced headshot damage, increased recoil, which is something that should have definitely taken place. Of course, that is fairly significant. The Type 63, which is basically just the DMR 14, but like almost exactly the same, slightly different, but just another, basically just a marksman rifle that is a very, very good weapon in this game. That also received the same nerfs, reduced headshot damage, and of course increased the recoil, that's fairly significant as well. But as I said, from what I have seen in basic reports and initial sort of findings on Twitter and stuff like that, doesn't seem to really have done an awful lot, which is not ideal. So of course we're going to try and get some of these weapons and test them out and see whether they're actually still broken or not and stuff like that. The MAC 10 also did have a decreased headshot multiplier, which is of course pretty interesting thing to have done. I mean, that wasn't really the problem with the MAC. Is that somebody here? That really wasn't the problem with the MAC 10, so that is an interesting change to make. I mean, of course, it was frustrating people when you were getting a bunch of headshots and stuff like that, but I mean, it's a bit of a strange change for an SMG. I guess they couldn't really change too much, like, actually, like, statistically. That's a hard word to say. Statistically, because of, like, the other game modes and stuff like that, like a fire rate nerf, recoil increases and stuff. Recoil increases and stuff like that would be a little bit challenging to introduce, but decreasing the headshot multiplier for a weapon like that probably wasn't the problem. But that's not the issue with the MAC 10. It shoots real quick, does good damage, and just absolutely blows people up at close range. So decreasing the headshot multiplier is interesting, I guess. I'm not 100% sure exactly how much they did decrease it, but I mean, okay. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. And then the dual pistols as well increased hipfire spread and decreased damage range, which, again, that's fairly significant for something like that. That is the main source of frustration with those. You can kill people from fairly sort of close to medium distances and pretty much do it immediately. So making it a little bit harder for us to hit shots with the pistols that's a fairly significant change. But again, we will have to wait and see as reports do roll in and stuff like that. Essentially, these changes will be sort of revealed to be bad, good, not enough, too much, and so on. And I imagine, as has been the case with a lot of nerfs that they've introduced into the game, like not really done too much, really, honestly. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Okay, so we actually got our first loadout drop here. This has taken far, far longer than I would have anticipated this did when I started making this video. But we are just going to be looking for some UAVs. I'm going to try and get some kills with this thing, because I think it's still going to be pretty good. So there's a dude just down the hill here. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, nah, that's, that didn't bounce around a lot. So, that's, yeah, kind of hard to tell whether that's just, oh my god, man, like, what are they thinking? I think people are just going to be like, yeah, no, we can probably just like tweak some small values and people will forget that this is a problem. But I'm pretty sure even after one kill with the DMR, I mean, it's still going to be pretty good, I reckon. In my professional opinion, this is still going to be pretty good. Yeah, he's just running. There he is there. Oh, wait. Downed him. Not bad, not bad. Sorry, fella. I mean, you tell me, like, recoil looks pretty okay to me, Chief. Yeah, he's just gonna... It's interesting. These aren't like the broken ones. Like, these aren't the ones that are super busted, so it's kind of hard to tell. But to me, they're a touch weaker than they were the other day, last I checked. They seem to be a touch weaker when I checked last. But like with most things, without super thorough testing and only in sort of a fairly scuffed, non-rigorously tested environment, there's only so much you can tell based on... That wasn't a headshot. That was a headshot. Oh, nah, bros. Okay, that confirms that this is still... Yeah, Yeah, that's a problem. But I mean, I think we've presented a fairly significant case. Like, I don't think these nerfs, in particular for the DMR 14, as that's what we sort of tested out most here today, I don't think these initial nerfs are actually going to do the job that they want them to do. If they really wanted to sort of put some nerfs and put this gun in its place, maybe talk some, like knock some damage numbers off, maybe make it so it can't just like two-shot headshot people. Maybe that's what they did change, that you can't actually just two-shot head people anymore. I mean, I haven't really tried it. I've not been accurate enough or used it enough to actually give a full conclusive sort of overview as to what it actually has changed. But I mean, from my initial short ideas of testing and stuff like that, they've not been too significant with the nerfs. So, and then with something like the Mac 10, you probably look at maybe adjusting the fire rate slightly or even adding even more recoil than it's got now. Because despite it being like a super high fire rate weapon, one with sort of okay damage, it does still have like fairly okay to control recoil. Like, it's not super significant. And then for something like the dual pistols, again, you just like knock some damage numbers off, reduce the headshot multipliers and stuff, reduce fire rate, reduce actual damage. Like, instead of just being like, oh, it may be a little bit harder to hit shots now and they do slightly less damage at range. It's like, that's not the problem. The problem with the pistols is, like, especially the DMR, is that you can just walk up to somebody and delete them from the game, regardless of what weapon they're using. Like, people just die. But of course, as I said, we haven't really given too much testing to something like the Mac 10, the Type 63, and of course the dual pistols. We've tried a little bit, but especially with the nerfs to like the DMR, if the rest of them are as follows in similar suit, they didn't really change too much. They're still super strong. I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But for the most part, the point of this video wasn't really just to be like, well, we're testing out all the weapons here today, I wonder which ones are good and bad. Basically, the point of this video was to read out the thing we did at the start of the video, which is literally the patch notes being like, hey, the DMR 14, the Type 63, the Mac 10, and of course the dual pistols all got nerfed. What do we think about that? Well, based on initial reports, nothing happened. But I mean, without thorough testing and thorough investigation and sort of reports from Twitter and stuff like that, Reddit and other things, basically, we sort of do have to wait and see to see how that pans out. But from, as I said, initial reports, it doesn't seem to be too significant of changes. Like, honestly, it seems fairly similar to how it was previously. This is a fairly bad place to be. Yo. Chill. That actually might not have been at me. Yeah, nah, see you later. Nah. Okay. I mean, regardless of how the end of this game goes, yeah, it's a little much still. The old, DMR. How am I going to get up this hill? Big stompy boots over here. Jeez, relax. I gotta go pretty quickly. I got a fair way to chug. There's a guy up there. Where did he come from? That is not good. We gotta go. Okay, so guy over here. Can we just walk up the rocks, please? I'm suspicious of that house. Oh, I'm still very, very upset about that house. This is going to be a lot of tree combat, which I'm not particularly good at. Hmm. Okay. Good to know. Scanning. Come on. I can't see him. Not good. Not good. Very bad. Not good. Come on. Come on, eyeballs, don't fail me now. Hello. Nice. Okay, we got him. That's bad. Is a guy outside the safe zone? What? Another DMR. Yeah, another DMR. I couldn't... There was not much I could do. I did not know where that guy was. I guess I could have shot back, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this one. It was a little bit of a different video, but hopefully we got out there that the DMR 14, the Type 63, and of course the Mac 10 and the dual pistols all got nerfed here. Thank you very much for watching this one. I do appreciate it, of course, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!